we're about to show you how to game at 4K for only 500 bucks.
We bought this Dell workstation from eBay for $500 and we configured it with an RTX 2080, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 6-core 12-threaded processor, and yeah, it can be very capable for 4K gaming and most certainly 1440p gaming. Don't believe us? Well, stay tuned for today's video after a word from today's sponsor.
High quality RAM is essential to ensuring you get maximum performance out of your gaming PC. That's why we love using Lexar Aries RGB DDR5 desktop memory. Lexar's Aries RAM is specifically designed for gaming, and it shows. This next-gen DDR5 memory delivers peak performance with speeds up to 6,000 MHz. It also features an aluminum heatsink to keep those temps under control during those heavy gaming sessions. Lexar's Aries RGB DDR5 also has built-in power management to enhance efficiency and is designed with on-die ECC to improve stability and reliability. If you're a hardcore gamer or PC enthusiast looking to experience superior performance, check out Lexar Aries RGB DDR5 desktop memory through the links in the description down below, and big thanks to Lexar for sponsoring today's video.
All right guys, so as we mentioned, we bought this from eBay for around $488, about $500 after shipping and everything. And this is a Dell T5820 workstation with a W2135, which is the same 6-core 12-threaded processor we saw in those Lenovo P520s, but this is the Dell version, and the seller sells this thing with RTX 2080s.
Yeah, which I'm excited. Could you get it with dual 2080s by chance? I saw in the picture it showed dual, and I'm like, huh.
It doesn't seem like it. It just says 2080, or you can go down to a GTX 7450 or an NVIDIA Quadro. That is a heavy computer,
Dude,
by
it's
the
so
way.
much heavier than the P520.
What else did we get in the box? We got this tube, which has a power cord, and then I think they actually had that in there as like a spacer. Mini keyboard and mouse. I gotta see what this looks like. It's mini.
All right, I'm gonna lay it on the computer so we can get a good view here. Oh, I like this too. There's scratches, and I think they just use Sharpie to, yeah.
They could have used a way better way of doing that, but whatever.
We have done this before, though.
Yes.
It just didn't look that bad.
It's
Dude,
a 10 keyless.
I've never heard of like it's like a TK, yeah, I think it's smaller almost than a TKL.
I've never seen that. This is your new keyboard, Jonah.
No way.
Yeah, this is actually weird. I've never seen like a membrane office style keyboard that's like 60%. The mouse is honestly pretty much, no, the mouse is tiny. What am I saying? It is optical though, so that's cool. What's the brand on these? Like nothing, no, they're just,
there's like no
they're
brand.
just China. It almost looks like it could be wireless too, but it's not.
But yeah, with these workstations, again, they're very similar to like the Lenovo P520 systems, and that's how they're easily able to put a 2080 in there.
Wowzers. So yeah, we got like a full-size 2080. It's just a turbo card, so you just have a blower, one fan. Not the best for heating and cooling. Well, cooling, you don't want to heat these things, but it's not too bad. And then the power supply.
I want to know how that one works.
This one's a little different. Yeah, it looks like, so this is our, yeah, okay, it's a modular power supply, it looks like, or hot swap. So this guy just comes out. We have a Dell 425 watts. That's a lot lower than the P520s.
That seems really low.
Those things were usually coming with 650s and 900s every time we got them.
425 seems kind of low for a 2080 in my opinion. I don't know, maybe.
Probably fine.
Probably
we'll find
fine,
out.
Yeah. We'll figure that out. But yeah, they are selling these things on eBay readily. So I mean, I would think they've done the testing for it. Obviously that Xeon is underneath this cover right here, which I think you can pop up right there.
This thing is just not as clean as the P520s. Like,
No.
It does have a similar layout though. We have 8 RAM slots. They actually did give us 4 sticks, which is nice. And we got 32,
32 gigs of RAM.
Which was an upgrade option.
Here we go.
Like I said, guys, this one's not, it's a little more cramped and somehow heavier than the P520s, but it overall looks smaller, so I don't know.
Okay.
That's a quick release for hard drives.
Where the hell is our NVMe? Smile.
Let's try taking this out.
Yes.
Aha.
There it is. So it is is that 512?
512 gig. It's an X300S. Definitely not NVMe. It has to be SATA.
Definitely not. So SATA. So scratch the NVMe part. It is a 2.5 inch, which, whatever. I guess this one doesn't even really support NVMe because you don't really see them anywhere.
Which is weird because it's like the same generation. But so wait, so did we get ripped off at all? Like, did we pay for an NVMe? Do you feel like?
I'm gonna lean it wasn't their fault because I looked back and it just says under the options you can choose main storage and then secondary. The main storage just says 512 or 256. It didn't really say NVMe 2.5 inch or what. I just may have assumed it was NVMe. I don't know. All right, for just a little bit of context too, because I was curious, the RTX 2080, when you think about that, you're like, wow, that's a crazy high-end card, but it is a little bit old now. On eBay, normal 2080s, well, I even saw a 2080 Ti sell for like $280.
Woo.
That's crazy. They're like 300 bucks. So $300 for this. I would imagine the seller probably paid like close to P520 pricing for these things, maybe less, like 100 to like 125 bucks. all in all, for cost, if you're building it yourself, you'd probably be in the 400 range, probably less. I'd imagine their cost would be like 350 if I had to guess to make it worthwhile for them. But yeah, I guess we'll just turn it on and see what it sounds like. I have the, oh, you want to put the cover back on?
Yeah, you think it's gonna be turbo?
I have a feeling it's gonna be a loud boy.
The Lenovo's weren't bad. The Lenovo's just were astonishing in every way. The only complaint I know that we kind of had was we had some difficulties with our power supply, but realistically, that was just, we just got unlucky. We bought another power supply, it worked fine.
All right, here we go.
Like I said, it is cramped, so there's a lot of stuff clearly in it.
The 450 watts is weird to me. I don't know.
Was it 450 or 425? I think it was 425.
425.
It's definitely low, but hey, we're gonna hook up to the watt meter. We wanna know how many watts this thing actually pulls under load, or if it works. There is a button on the back of the power supply you try pressing that seems like a reset. It's right above the power connector.
Oh, what happened? Yeah, it like lit up. What do the numbers mean?
Kind of worried. I almost wonder if it's giving us a code because it's orange blinking and then it stops and then goes white blinking.
How many are we at?
7 white, 4 orange or yellow.
Oh, is it that
this.
thing?
Are you guys ready
Yeah.
to chat? Let's do an experiment.
There it goes.
Wow.
It's so mad. Security! But yeah, that's pretty common in these like higher end office systems. Like it just will not turn off as missing the side panel for security purposes.
But wasn't that a cool experiment, guys? We actually looked up a beep code, but it was, instead of beeping, it was the actual power button giving us some code. So that's something cool you can do.
Just turn off.
You might turn it back on. It was just like a.
But yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, we've taken a look at a lot of these pre-builds that they like add RGB and stuff to it, but this is just Workstation that they got a good price. Clean it up a little bit. I mean, there are some scuffs around the edges. It isn't dusty or anything. It's actually in pretty decent shape, minus all the scratches.
We never did check thermal paste, but we'll find that out once we actually
we'll see if the seller is actually going through the effort of changing thermal paste, because that's a big point in buying one of these, is if you're buying one of these with a GPU and everything already in it, you're just not wanting to go through the effort of doing that yourself, because obviously you could save money doing that. But yeah, I guess we'll just see. Can this thing game at 4K in some games? 1440p? Most likely. We'll see. Let's do it.
Will this thing actually game?
Well, unfortunately, we have more issues with this computer. As you can see, it's booting, everything's working fine. We'll see if it actually replicates this issue. It's been a day since I've been troubleshooting it, but basically what's been happening is it's been getting into Windows, locking up, and well, now it's been trying to do memory tests. And every time it gets to a memory test, it locks up at this point right here. Testing memory in progress, locks up at 7 minutes and 20 seconds exactly, and never moves. It just locks up from there. My main concern was the power supply, because I did go back and look at the eBay listing, and we are supposed to get a 900 watt power supply, so that could be the issue. But when looking at the watt reader, all we're actually pulling right now is 120 watts. So I don't think it's a power issue. It could be an actual RAM issue, because we are doing a memory test and it's locking up at a memory test. We're gonna see what the eBay seller wants to offer us. I might troubleshoot some RAM here just to see, but at the end of the day, we are short the wrong power supply at first. And I have a feeling in gaming that 425 watt power supply is not gonna work out very well. So this might be a case where we're actually gonna get in touch with the seller and try to get a new system sent to us. Not a great start, but you know what? We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that this is just a little bit of an issue, and hopefully not something that happens a lot to people who buy PCs from them. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Tomorrow.
Hey, so it's been about a week and a half since the last update. Basically what happened was we were shipping that computer back to the seller because we were having all sorts of issues with it. We didn't know if it was the power supply, if it was RAM or whatever, but for the sake of the video, we wanted to ship it back to the seller. One thing that's important to mention is the seller is based out of Canada, so the shipping times and the expenses really factor into this whole customer support thing, and also the damage that I'm gonna talk about here in a second, but it's a brand new one back to us. And this is the brand new one, by the way. This is the brand new one. It's currently missing a handle, and I think McAllister has the handle. McAllister, do you still have the handle? Show the people the handle.
The handle?
The handle.
The handle.
But we got the computer back, and it still has the wrong power supply. Let me show you guys. 425 watts. Yes, it's a 425 watt power supply again, when it is advertised as a 900 watt power supply. And it has that awful damage, which I'm assuming was just ripped off in shipping. I have no idea how something so thick like that would get ripped off, but you know what? It happened. But one thing is, we didn't know if the power supply was the main issue for the PC not working. So I went ahead, turned things on, and on first glance, it looks like it's working okay, but I just have concerns on the power supply being enough for an RTX 2080. but I guess we're gonna install some games if it'll let us, and then we'll play them and use our watt reader right here to be able to tell you guys how much wattage this thing is actually pulling and see if it's actually okay. But in terms of the seller as a whole right now, not a huge fan of what they're doing, especially if they're shipping the wrong power supply and they're quoting 900 watts and it's actually only 425. But whatever it is, they need to get that figured out. But hopefully we can get some games installed, at least for this video, and be able to play them.
All right, guys, we're playing Battlefield 2042. I probably just confused the hell out of McAllister because I just did a lot of escapes, but we're playing on medium settings. We got the FOV turned off 1080p, and we're definitely pulling some wattage. What are we looking at, Matt?
Yeah, so we're looking at 330 to 340 watts, which, again, with a 900 watt power supply like we're supposed to get, wouldn't be a problem at all. But at 425, it really would only take, like, maybe this GPU to have a weird spike here and there, and then we'd be getting close to that 425 range. But from our testing, it's probably going to be okay, just like the snipes he's hitting.
Yeah, McAllister, look at that. I just started the game and I already got to kill you. You not nice person.
You not nice person. First impressions, I'm seeing the CPU is running pretty warm. Compared to the Lenovo's, I don't remember the 2135 getting into like the 85 to 90 degree range. I have no idea if they did any modification with thermal paste and stuff like that, but that is something to keep in mind. The tower cooler, whatever setup they're running right now, isn't doing as good of a job, but it is boosting still at 4.3 gigahertz, which is the beauty of this CPU. It's good for newer GPUs. But yeah, it's just really this system, and I know Jackson mentioned it, these precision towers aren't nearly as appealing and or easy to work in as those P520s from Lenovo. There he is. There they are. That guy's blind. That guy. Oh, triple kill! He fell into a pit. Hey,
we did it.
You won, and the performance was not too bad. I mean,
it's impressive.
We kind of expected it with these Xeons. We really liked them in the P520s, and it works well in this. Let's try another game.
Wasn't it? Was it stream that was saying there was an update?
Someone said someone saw on stream that an update really broke the game. So.
The milliseconds is really what looks broken. We're getting like 10.
All right, guys, we are now in Warzone. We're doing Resurgence, and we're currently running the following settings. We are at 1080p balanced preset with performance DLSS, 120 FOV, and again, 1080p. And we're getting some weird numbers, at least on the warm-up. We'll see what it's like once we land here, but we have noticed that Warzone's just been running kind of crap recently. I don't know if it's some update that really messed things up. Our stream was telling us it was an update when we did our last giveaway stream and we were trying to play this game, but we'll see. Yeah, the latencies just seem very high, but I don't know. We'll land here and see what's going on. But again, this is a budget system as well, so we can only expect so much from it. But I kind of expected a little bit better than this, and we noticed much better normally. Yeah, getting out 60 FPS, but like it's not even utilizing the GPU at all. I might turn off DLSS here and see if that's what's breaking it. We're only using like 38% of the GPU.
That's a trend we've always noticed with Warzone and Call of Duty in general. Like, and I don't even know if I can call it a good thing or a bad thing. Like they've always done like that game. Like this game has always been great at like not utilizing 100% of anything. It just uses like 50 to 60%. But I'm like, what would happen if it used 100? Like, would you be getting 500 FPS? Like,
that's true. So we're gonna turn off DLSS real quick, just out of the curiosity of my heart. We're gonna turn that off. I hear someone coming. It seems a bit better. The usage is a little higher, but I don't know what our bottleneck is, if I'm being honest. Maybe the game is actually the bottleneck right now. Yeah, DLSS off, and we're getting about the same performance. Let me make sure it's actually off. Did I actually save? Yep, no upscaling or anything. Anti-aliasing's on ultra quality. Let me drop that down. That doesn't need to be that high.
Could try maybe in a minute. Some McAllister and Zach are more confused. DLSS like all the way to performance.
Yeah, we could try ultra performance. We'll get them everything. Y'all can see all the different quality settings, but yeah, it's a little weird that we're not getting much more performance. And I would have thought it would have been just like CPU bound. But we ain't even getting that. It's just an assault rifle.
It could just be something weird too, where like, you know, the CPU does have, you know, an okay amount of cores and threads, but they're not like super strong and fast individual cores. So, you know, even though it's not using all of the CPU, it might really only want to use a couple of cores at a really high frequency.
Let's go ultra performance. Let's say.
Ultra.
DLSS. Ultra performance. Let's freaking go.
So to do some downscaling now.
Yep.
And it's like the exact same.
The GPU usage goes down though, so it's like weird.
Ooh.
Oh no, did I not get it in time? No!
That's a version.
Oh, are you? That guy vanished with superpowers. Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
Oh,
Yeah, like
well, there's one behind me.
Oh, something's landing above you.
Ooh. Ah!
There he is.
And there he is. I shouldn't have wasted all my ammo there, but hey, it wasn't a good experience. I actually did better than I thought, and it wasn't a great experience, but you know, it is what it is with this PC. I think there's a lot of issues we have with the seller itself, but if you get one of these towers and upgrade it yourself, it's not too bad. Is it better than P520? No, but it's a good option as well. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, well, we just got done benchmarking our computer finally. It took us multiple tries because the first time they sent us a PC with the wrong power supply and it just didn't work. Every time we tried to do anything, it would just crash. So we sent that one back, and then we got one that's more damaged, has the same 425 watt power supply instead of the 900 that's advertised, but it worked. That was the nice part. We did play games. It worked. If you bought this at home, you'd probably be pretty happy, I guess, with the performance, but one thing we're definitely gonna try is to get a small partial refund because, yeah, the back of this thing is just all jacked up, and for PC Bros selling purposes, we're probably gonna have to sell it pretty cheap.
Yeah, and since this video is gonna be edited in a couple of days, I've already reached out to the seller. So McAllister, you seeing this? Ask me if we got a partial refund. We'll add it on screen here. But yeah, that's the only downside with this is just the handling of the whole situation. The fact that we didn't get the new power supply, the fact that it showed up in a really bad shape, which again is probably contributed to the fact that it was shipped from Canada all the way to us. But you know what? They offer shipping from Canada to the US, so we hope it shows up in one piece. But yeah, overall, the seller's just kind of iffy. I don't know if it really gets our recommendation just based on how many troubles we've had to go through to get this PC in our hand in a working condition. But if you want to check this PC out yourself, check the links down below. It will be an affiliate link and will help us out. Let us know in the comment section down below if you actually like this gaming PC, if you think it was a good deal, or and maybe we just got some bad luck here. Let us know down below. And if there's any other PCs you want to see, comment down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, if you guys didn't know already, this PC right here will be available at PCBros.tech at a discounted rate with a 1-year warranty, so that's pretty dope. And we got mouse pads, guys. They're on their way. They're coming in. We're gonna be doing a lot of promotional stuff with them, so make sure you think about getting one.
PCBros.tech, gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and so much more. Use code TOASTYBROS2 and check out. You'll save 2% on your next purchase. Again, guys, these are gonna be on the website soon. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.